What is up, everybody? Skratch coming up with another Raid Shadow Legends video. We have Chosen on the channel with us here today, guys. It's been a while since we actually had him on the channel. What's up, Chosen? How you doing, buddy?
It didn't even tell me we were gonna start recording. I was like leaning back in my chair. I wasn't even sitting up. I'm waiting during pre-production here, and then you just Skratch just gets to it. Just, hey, what's up, everybody? But yeah, good to be here, man. How you doing?
Yeah, pretty good, man. You know how the director is actually on lunch break right now. That's why we didn't have like everything on point here. We didn't have like record, and stop, cut, But yeah,
Still got gum in my mouth. Like I'm just chilling, waiting while Skratch sets up, and you just go. I like it.
exactly, like straight on point. But yeah, guys, today we're actually gonna give you the 10 champions everyone should build in Raid Shadow Legends. And we're not gonna talk about the very top 10 best champions in the game because it's pretty obvious, right? We're gonna talk about champions that are more like hidden gems, or even though if they're not necessarily the most hidden gems out there, are champions that a lot of people are kind of sleeping on. They don't really understand their full potential. So since we have Chosen as a guest here, and since he wasn't ready, we're gonna test him another time and see if he's actually ready with his Chosen. You wanna start with your first champion?
Sure, yeah. I was gonna go with like non-legendaries because, like you said, you want champions that are a little bit more realistic to acquire. I'm gonna start with Vrask, the orc healer. We're starting to see some of these champions with these consistent passives are aging like fine wine. You can always find a spot to use them when you need a random healer versus that Doom Tower boss. You need you're definitely gonna want a Vrask when you're trying to finish the orc faction wars. So I think he's a champion that anybody who's on a progressing type account, you're gonna want to hang on to a Vrask and make sure you kind of slowly get him built up over time because you'll end up finding a use for him somewhere.
Absolutely. I know it might be a bit harder just to build him with a crit rate earlier on, but he's such an amazing champion. Exactly how he said it. Aging like fine wine. This is kind of like some of the champions we're going to cover today. Not all of them are like OGs, but this champion, for example, is seeing such a massive value surge in the game for the last, I don't know, 1 year. And so since the Doom Tower came out and more content coming out all the time, Vrask is definitely a very, very solid champion. And you should definitely build one of them because you will be finding some sort of use for him in the game. I'm actually gonna go with my very first Void Epic I ever pulled in Raid Shadow Legends, and I fed her instantly. Okay, so I actually pulled Cardinal as my first epic, and I went and I looked at this. Attacks one enemy, 20% chance to land the poison on the A1, heals one target, revive, and that's it, And yeah, I actually had Gorgonov at that time, so that's why I fed her, because I already had a better reviver, but I was like, damn, what have I done when I actually found out what she can actually do? So this champion right here, guys, she's not that powerful necessarily for PvE. For Faction Wars, she was a huge carry for me when we actually beat the Faction Wars. But overall, this revive is one of the most powerful revive skill in the entire game, guys, because it boosts the thermometer to max when she revives your team. So that means that no matter how fast is the enemy team, how fast are the opponents, your champions that are going to get revived by this one, they're going to instantly get a turn and be able to beat the enemy team. For example, I actually made a video on her on Stone Skin set for Arena. Feel free to check that out if you're curious. She's actually pretty dope for it. What do you think about Cardinal Chosen?
Yeah, I remember about a year and a half ago when Cardinal was the hype for like a week or two, and everybody was kind of diving in and building their Cardinals and trying out this new revive strat. So yeah, she's definitely a fun one. I actually never really got into that and dove into trying it out, but I have you're kind of lazily farming Arena and you just randomly get clapped by a Cardinal team you didn't see coming. So I've been on the wrong side of receiving that.
Yeah, it actually can be pretty annoying, especially now with the Stone Skin sets, man, because she can actually withdraw so much damage. What other champion you have in mind, Chosen? What other champion aged
Sure.
fine like the wine?
Yep, just like Vrask, in that same vein is going to be Doom Priest, where you just are going to randomly need that consistent passive cleansing and healing, and also with Doom Priest being such a crazy carry in the Night Revenant Faction Wars, I had to, in the same thought of Vrask, is throw in Doom Priest as well for my second choice.
Definitely. Like, the value search for Doom Priest and Rask was just crazy. Like, especially for Doom Priest, she's such an amazing champion to use all around in game. You know, I'm using her in Faction Wars, Doom Tower. There are a lot of places where she's actually very powerful. I know we have kind of like the steroids version of her to Hanorak, but honestly, Doom Priest is definitely a champion you don't want to miss out. So if you ever get a Doom Priest, guys, champion training event starts, 6-star her, you won't regret it, you know. Now, I'm actually going to move to a rare champion because I feel like she is definitely amazing, and she's kind of like the tier of epic for me, this rare champion. So if we're gonna talk about,
let me try to guess. So based off what you said there, I'm gonna guess Rather Cray Tender.
no, I'm actually gonna go with Soulbound Buyer from the Barbarians.
Oh, okay.
I like this champion a lot. Just she allows a lot of people to build her without giving her full crit rate, right? That 25% extra on every single skill is huge. Fully depleting the turn meter again is huge. AoE on the A1, running her on a stun set. Such a good champion, even for dungeons, faction wars, Doom Tower, secret rooms, and all that, you know. And then she deals a bit of damage while she ignores 75% of the defense with the A3. Crit rate aura for all battles. I know it's small because it's a rare champion, only 12%, but I really think that this champion is a must. Like, I have multiple copies built for the Doom Tower secret rooms. She's just that good. She's just that good, you know.
For sure. Yeah. And I agree with that. That was a fun one that I built back in the day for sure during progression. For my next one, I would go with Allure because Allure is so cool. Given the fact that you can even justify building multiple Allures. Like, I'll be streaming and there'll be a certain tournament going on and you'll always get that random comment. Well, you could try this team with 2 Allures, you know, whether it's Dark Fae, the Doom Tower boss, or some random Fire Knight tournament team that you're having to put together, where you can only use certain factions. Like, there's just always that opportunity to take advantage, and especially Allure is probably one of the champions that got one of the biggest value surges with having custom AI teams, because now you can actually tell your Allure to just spam her A1 and get that constant triple hitter of suppressing turn meters. So you get her in high speed, and you can really do some fun things with Allure teams.
Absolutely. Like in Fire Knight 25, she's kind of like a must for speedrun teams. And on my Dark Fae, I actually have 2 different Allures. One for the Fire Knight, which is on immunity, because that's how I need her for that team. And for the Dark Fae, I have an on a Relentless, you know. So, and I cannot have her as fast for the Dark Fae as I have her on the Fire Knight. So I really need 2 of them. But she's definitely a very, very good champion and puts legendaries to shame. Blind Seer, I'm talking about you, yes. My next champion that I actually have on the list is from this faction too, and that's Umbral Enchantress. Like, she's such an awesome champion. Now with the Hydra, she actually got such a big boost in the value surge. Like, we have the block buffs debuff for 3 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. AoE is just amazing to have that, and not just for Hydra, guys. Even for Arena, it's pretty decent. And if you don't want to use that for Arena or for waves in Doom Tower, on Faction Wars to CC them, you have the Provoke with the AoE as well, and placing Unkillable on herself, you know. Very, very awesome champion. She actually deals pretty good damage on the Hydra clan boss. She's kind of like at the same level with Krisk in terms of damage, which is actually pretty impressive thinking about it. But I definitely think she's an awesome, awesome champion. Being Void Affinity makes it even better, you know.
Thinking about Krisk right now. It's too soon. We're gonna be dealing with that next week, so I'm a little bit worried about that. But yeah, no, I always forget. I always think of Umbral as a CC'er, but you're right. I forget that she has the 3-turn block buffs. And the reason I forget about it is, doesn't she have something weird with her AI where she'll do her CC provoke and it puts all of her abilities on cooldown? So if you have her on auto, she literally never does the 3-turn block buffs. Isn't there something like that?
Correct, but luckily we have the team preset, so whenever I'm using her on Hydra, I'm locking that, because I'm gonna click auto at some point and I want to make sure it goes on point, you know. But definitely she is pretty badass. I'm using her a lot for the Hydra clan boss, you know.
Yep. Nah, she definitely got a value buff because of that 3-turn block buffs. I forgot about that, so that's a good one. My next one I would go with Rector, who is a new-ish epic to the game. She definitely wasn't in the game on release.
Mm.
Just a super reliable epic progression champion as a reviver, and also a very strong champion in one of the hardest faction wars to complete. So I think anybody who summons a Rector, I actually use Rector in some of my main teams. Still, even 3 years into the game, I still use Rector on certain Doom Tower bosses and stuff. So I think that's definitely an epic progression type champion that you're going to want to have at your disposal. And I actually see her in Tag Team Arena a decent amount as well.
Yeah, she's definitely a very strong epic champion. I'm using her as well. You will be seeing her in Arena a lot because of the Veil, the Revive, the Heal, the Resistance, the Affinity. So she is very powerful PvE and PvP as well. Definitely a champion that you're gonna use no matter where you are in the game, 100%. I really think she rocks, I'm gonna go. Seems like I'm stuck on Barbarians today for some reason. I'm gonna go to Skytouch Shaman, man. Another Void champion. I feel like recently not as many people are using cleansers, are not using champions like her in the game. Even though you kind of need them, like she's such a good counter for Torment teams, Hegemon teams for Arena, great for PvE as well. Not only for the cleanse, she can cleanse the provoke or whatever the enemy is gonna throw at you, but she gives you immunity for 2 turns, revive on that. But the passive, she heals like crazy. So this heal from the passive is just insane, guys. So you want to have a decent amount of HP on her, and she's just gonna bring all your team almost to full HP, man. She's such an amazing champion, Skytouch Shaman.
I should have known better, Skratch and Skytouch Shaman. I remember like a year ago when we did a collab and you were looking at my account for Tag Team Arena and you were like, oh, dude, you have Skytouch Shaman. You got to get this built. We're going to definitely use this in one of your teams. So I should have known that was coming. But yeah, she's, I've even seen some people talking about using her in Platinum Arena and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, using cleansers in offense is not as popular, because you have immunity. A lot of people have immunity gear. That's kind of like the main thing. But it's definitely a very good option, very viable to counter Torments, counter Hegemons, counter champions that can pose a threat in a CC way or another, to say it like that. Definitely a good champion.
Yep, should have known that one was coming, but good pick there. And for my last one, I would go with Stag Knight, just because like whenever I'm doing an account takeover or I see somebody's been playing for a month or two and they want help in progressing in whatever area of the game, like the first champion I find myself looking for when I log into someone's account is Stag Knight. I'm like, okay. Yeah, I'm like, do they at least have a Stag Knight? Okay, good. Yep, we're good to go. I can use Stag Knight in the Fire Knight, in the Spider, and I got to make sure and get high speed, some of their best gear on Stag Knight because it'll help them progress so well. So if you're in that boat, if you're in your first few months playing Raid or whatever, I still use Stag Knight in some of my main teams and pull him out. So yeah, he is definitely an epic. You want to make sure you are getting built for sure.
Yeah, I feel the same, man. It was such a big shame when they actually introduced him in the game. It came with a battle pass, guys. We actually had one battle pass in Raid Shadow Legends. That's it. We never heard about it again. But for a while, nobody was able to pull this champion from shards. It kind of like was out of the coding, and somehow we discovered and was a big drama about it. And then bang, they fixed it and we were able to pull Stag Knight from shards.
I forgot about that. You're right. You couldn't. It was a big drama, and yeah, I forgot you couldn't pull him for a while.
Yeah, but he's such an awesome champion. Decreased speed, double hitter, defense down, attack down on a 3-turn cooldown is very powerful for an epic champion. I'm actually gonna go back to the Barbarians, man, and I'm gonna go to a legendary now, and I'm just gonna let you know from now, guys, because we're gonna be able to purchase this champion from the clan shop, purchasing fragments. Okay, so it might take you a few weeks, months to get him. Yakal the Skratch. Right now, his kit is not that good, but he's getting a buff as well. So this is definitely going to be a champion that you want to build. It's kind of going to be more of a hidden gem, even though we know what's coming with him. A lot of people are going to miss the idea that his A3 is going to be AoE, freeze, irresistible if the champion has over 75% turn meter. That's after the buff. So that will really put him in the arena as a boss, And not for the endgame platinum, for the rest of you. And the rest is like 98% of the game. Hundreds of thousands of people will be able to get a Yakal the Skratch and use him in your arena team for progression, you know? So definitely not a champion to miss on, and you would want to build him. He has very good multipliers. He's going to ignore more defense with the A1, with the A2. His passive will place unkillable on himself. That's going to help you to keep him alive. And not only for PvP content, but even for PvE, he's going to be much, much better than we know that he is at the moment. His background rocks. He's definitely going to be a champion that you're going to want to build. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, is he the only one with a custom background, or is there anybody else?
It might be another one. I can't remember from the top of my head
Yeah, it
right
feels
now.
like there's another one, but I'm not thinking of it.
Same. I think it's another one, but I don't know who. Honestly.
But yeah, do you think Yakarl's gonna end up getting used in Platinum at all, or do you think he's gonna be more of a progression type guy?
We could use him even in Platinum, but how I specified, immunity is everywhere, so it's pretty easy to counter what he does. But for the lower tiers, it's going to be huge for the majority of people. I feel like people, they don't know yet how huge it's going to be for them, you know? And it's Void Affinity. He's never going to get resisted.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I thought you were done.
Yeah, that's fine.
I get off on these random thought processes and want to talk about it. Do you think the game would be better or worse if immunity set didn't exist?
Worst. Because
okay, so you think it's a good thing that it's in the game?
Yeah, it's all about having mechanics, you know, and things to counter different mechanics with. I would like to see immunity set for one turn on a 2-piece set, you know. That would change so many things. Like, it's gonna be crazy how many things could change, you know. Savage champion with immunity for one turn, so many things could change. Like, would make the game so complex, you know.
Okay, cool.
Off topic now again. Do you have a Krisk?
I do not. That's why I said I don't want to think about it. I need a couple days to clear my head. You know, kick my feet up and ask myself, do I want to go down the path of despair and sleep 3 hours a night and do champion training 21 hours a day. Yeah, so I'm trying to relax right now while I can and make that decision.
Absolutely, that's gonna be for 7 days. So this video, guys, is gonna drop on Sunday, one day before that champion training tournament starts. So in the meantime, Chosen has a couple of days to think about it and decide. So make sure you head over to his channel and check out if he actually provided us with an update. Is he actually gonna go for it or he's not? Because I'm kind of like in between 50-50. I know I sounded very confident before when I said I'm going all in, but then I kind of had to think about it. 1 week of that is, I don't know, it's hard.
I had someone in my stream yesterday that was like, hey, I've got a crazy day at work on Monday, so I'm not going to be able to play the first day. Do you think I should still go for Krisk? I was like, nope, forget about it. You're done. You're out. like by then everybody's gonna be at 250,000 points, and you're gonna be like, it's gonna be a level of insanity that I think we've never seen before in Raid. Like, you saw how crazy people went with Sir Nick. I mean, it's gonna be times 10. It's gonna be. I don't know that we've ever seen a level of craziness that's gonna happen next week.
Probably not. Like Platinum, they knew how to make people go ham on it, and they chose the right time for it too. But yeah. That was all for this video, guys. Much love. Appreciate all of you guys watching. Chosen, a pleasure to have you on the channel, brother. We definitely got to do more of this, and I'll catch you all soon in the next one. Peace.